Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're live for the Nations League final between Portugal and Spain. What a game we've got for you. I didn't necessarily have a massive interest in this, but I think the way that the games went midweek and then the way that it's panned out for this final, I just think it's massively interesting. And Ronaldo against Yamal, the old against the young. Really excited about this one, and nice to be doing a watch along with you all. So I hope you're doing very, very well. We've even got a little gift for you from HelloFresh, by the way. I'll talk about that in a little moment, but you can get 50% off your first box and then 20% off every other box for the next month and free desserts for life by using the code that's 5020. Links in the video description or scan the QR code. HelloFresh is where you get food delivered to your door. All the ingredients, all the nutritional values, all the instructions. We'll talk about that in a moment. So big thanks to HelloFresh. But hello you. How are you all doing? It's Portugal, it's Spain, it's the Nations League final. And it does, actually, where is it being played? Where is it being played? You can vote in the chat, by the way, who you think is going to win. 57% are going, well, 56%, 57%, 56%, 57%, 56%. That's mad. 56% are now saying Portugal will win. It's in Munich. Yeah, I've got to say, watching it on the TV here, it does evoke that thing that we probably don't realise in September to May. And it's that very unique feeling you get in June. Almost an attraction, an affection that you get in June for competitive international football. It whets the appetite for the World Cup next summer, and it reminds the appetite of what we devoured last summer in the Euros. So look, I don't mind international football when it's competitive. I can't stand international football when it's crap. England against Andorra, for example, you know. When you see Spain play Portugal and it's not a friendly and it's competitive, I'll have a piece of that pie. So I'll have a piece of this pie tonight, thank you, and I will enjoy it. Who do you predict's going to win, says Dwayne? Portugal. I think Portugal have got a better team. They've got a worse manager. I mean, I think, you know, everywhere Roberto Martinez goes, I think that's always problematic. But I think Portugal will win this, yes. I'm going to go with Portugal. Rajaf with the first super chat of the night says that Van Gaal said United is not a football club. What are your thoughts? Well, I don't think he's massively wrong about that one. But I said we were sponsored by HelloFresh, and now I've done the introductions, I'm going to tell you what HelloFresh is all about, because it's a visual integration, which I like. So HelloFresh invites you on a culinary adventure, simplifying mealtime with convenient meal delivery service. And here's what's on the menu for me. I've got turbo teriyaki sambal chicken with stir-fried veg, which is there. Lovely stuff. And I've also got lamb steak. I had this for lunch, actually. I had this for lunch, wherever it is. I've dropped it. This was my dinner today. Literally lamb steak and truffled parmesan sauce with chive, butter, potatoes and roasted vegetable medley. And in the week, we had the barbecue glazed honey mustard tray bake, which was that. Now, the brilliant thing about HelloFresh is you get all the ingredients. There's no reason to go down the shop. You get all the ingredients delivered to your door in a box. You get desserts as well. And on the back, it's got all your nutritional value there, and it's got all your instructions there. So it's dead easy. You go on the website, you pick the menu that you want, you pick the dishes that you want, you get them delivered, and then you've got 3 or 4 meals for the week that you can just cook with all the ingredients. Absolutely fantastic. It's an effortless cooking experience, and it's very, very convenient. And as I've said, exclusive offer for you. Use the code, that's 5020, link in the description or scan the QR code. Use that code, your first box of food, you get 50% off. So you can pick whatever meals you like and you will get 50% off with that code. Then every subsequent box you will get 20% off with that code. And across all of it, you get free desserts for life. And the desserts they have are fantastic. They're them little pots. I think they're called goo, salted caramel, lovely stuff. So this is an amazing offer, and we're very pleased to bring it to you on That's Football. I'm salivating myself. So make sure you check it out. Don't miss the exclusive deal with HelloFresh. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code. Get the utmost convenience, effortless cooking experience with HelloFresh. Pick your menu from the website. get it delivered, 50% off, then 20% off, and you get free desserts for life. Check it out. Absolutely fantastic. Nice to be able to bring you these offers. Thank you to HelloFresh. Gems has done an unboxing box. There we go. Do you think England will be favourites in the next World Cup, says Mohammed? Absolutely not. Have you seen England recently? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as to say all is forgiven Southgate. Very much far from it. But we look shit. We look really shit. Jem says, get your badges in the chat. Yeah, welcome to Joseph Baumer, who's a member as well, and Christine C. Thanks for joining the members club. I can't see England at the moment. I mean, I was watching a bit of France, Germany earlier, both better than England. Spain, Portugal, both better than England. My prediction to win the World Cup next year is actually Brazil or Spain. I don't think England have got a bloody chance. And it's a shame. It's a shame because I do believe that, we've got a really good set of players. But I just look at the way we're still... I mean, look, what's Jordan Henderson all about? What's Jordan Henderson all about? People are saying Brazil, question mark. I just have a feeling that Ancelotti might be able to do something in a year. They have still got 3 or 4 good players. Argentina would be a good shout. Look, that's my prediction. I reckon Brazil or Spain will win the World Cup. I'm old enough to remember the 94 World Cup in America, and Brazil won that. So, maybe a bit of nostalgia there, but I just have a feeling. I'm allowed to have a feeling. I'm allowed to have an opinion, aren't I? And I do, and I have. But yeah, I think England at the moment, we look miles off. I did say that Southgate wasted an opportunity in 2020 in Qatar, and I think he did. And I think he wasted 2 Euros. I don't think we're going into this World Cup as strong as we did in Qatar. And I certainly think we should have won the Euros. There are some good players for England. Declan Rice, Saka. I think Harry Kane is problematic. I don't think he suits the system we want to play. But from where we are at the moment, I'd be very surprised if England won the World Cup. And it's disappointing because I want Tuchel to do well. I was pro going with Tuchel. I mean, obviously some people weren't because of the German thing, which is ridiculous to me. But I just don't think we're anywhere near, especially watching football this week. I don't think we're anywhere near the 4 teams that we're playing this week. And that's just Europe. And I mean, you've got Argentina there as well. We've got a chance, but I wouldn't put us as favourites. Cards and Games, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Off topic, off Nations League, but what do you think the verdict on Crystal Palace's place in Europe will be? I've got to say, I don't know whether I told anyone, I was in New York last week. And I've sort of missed the story because I don't really understand what that's all about. Michael Schofield, I'm not talking about Fabrizio Romano. It's not the United stand. It's not even an update. We've spoken about Gyökeres an hour ago. I'm watching a different game. I'm not talking about Fabrizio Romano's update about Gyökeres, which is not really an update. It's basically United are interested in Gyökeres and they've got to sell to buy. Woo woo. I mean, I'm a big fan of Fabrizio, but what update's that? Man United are interested in Gyökeres and they've got to sell to buy. Fucking hell. Stop the stream. Go live. Oh my God. What an update. Incredible stuff. Madness. What's going on? Anyway, I'm looking forward to this game tonight because we've got Yamal against Ronaldo. And I always look, I don't know how many more of these games we're going to get with Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm sure he'll be there in the World Cup next year. What I find with Ronaldo every time I watch him now is I'm looking at what's left in the tank. Because at some point, I get worried, does it hit the point where it's the Ronaldo show and it's not Portugal? And I think Portugal have a fantastic opportunity to win this game and win this tournament and be a favourite for the World Cup. Is Ronaldo a hindrance or a help? And I always watch Ronaldo and hope that he's a help. And I always I just love Ronaldo. I love watching Ronaldo. I think with Yamal, again, just a joy to watch. So you'd have to be pretty naive to start a 40-year-old alone as your front man, says Constantine. I think Roberto Martinez is a crap coach. I was saying this on the United stand. I think he's a shit coach, really. He is the Portuguese Southgate, isn't it? He's not. No, he's the Spanish. He's Spanish, isn't he? Spain would never have him as a manager. I don't know what Belgium and Portugal were thinking about, really. Who would be the underdogs at the World Cup next year, like a Croatia or Morocco, says Amir. Well, isn't half the bloody globe playing in the World Cup next year? It's like 48 teams, isn't it? Yeah, Martinez must interview well, says Ino. He must go in with a bag of fruit and offer all sorts to get jobs, because he must be good in interviews. Must be. Did you go to New York recently, perchance, as Bet? I did. Should I talk about it? Do you want me to talk about going to New York? Absolutely fantastic. Funny is, I was talking to somebody today about New York, and they hadn't been for about 15 years. And they were saying that their wife went 5 years ago and said that in the 10 years, it declined a little bit more, how do I put it? Bit more dirty, bit more homelessness, etc., like that. I said I didn't notice anything. I mean, it was my first trip there, but I didn't notice anything about New York that was like, there was a few people that were like homeless, and there was a few people that were, maybe on something, but I thought it was, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I didn't think it was any different to London or Manchester or anything like that in that sense. I was in awe of the place. I loved it. Fantastic buzz to it. So yeah, I can't speak positively enough about the whole, even the taxis, the service in the restaurants, the airport, border control. People said when you go to border control, don't smile or anything like that. They'll get, they'll strip search you and all this, that, and the other. Didn't know who I was, which is great, and we ended up within 30 seconds getting on talking about American sport. So I had a great time, loved it. Game's just started. I'm going to stand up actually, but I'll sit down for a moment. What an awful camera angle, says Cars. Well, it's the same as the Champions League final, isn't it? This is the same venue. It's Munich. So yeah. But hopefully we get a good fast-paced game. I mean, from a Man United point of view, I've been told to watch Bruno because he's playing in the midfield. There's no way he's playing in the midfield. I can see straight away he's not playing in the midfield. Bruno's playing as the 10. So a few people were trying to tell me on the United stand that Bruno plays in the midfield for Portugal. He's definitely not playing in the pivot. It's Neves and Bernardo Silva, and Bruno is playing at the head of that triangle. So don't listen to the bloody hipster twats in the United fan base telling you that Bruno plays midfield for Portugal, because he's not playing in the midfield. He's playing very much as the attacking midfielder, which is a bit disappointing because I wanted to see him playing in the midfield, but he's very advanced so far. Vitinha, not Neves, sorry. Thoughts about Crystal Palace situation? I don't really understand it, Benbow. I thought it was a bit of a myth, but apparently it might be true. Implications? I don't know. Conceição's just gone injured here. Bernardo bloody Silva, says Rob Always United. We've got this thing in the chat, this community thing now, where there's a leaderboard. Ladios is number 1 with a crown, and Rob Always United is 2, and then Mark Vrem is 3. I don't really understand what it is. You get XG points for comments and stuff, but not really understanding how it works. Neil Thompson says, if Spain press like they did against France, Portugal will struggle. So Spain should be favourites because they are the European champions and they've started off quite well here. Here's Nico Williams down the left-hand side. Tackled well by Bruno, who seems a lot more energetic than he did in that Europa League final. I like watching Bruno for Portugal because it's almost the dream of what we could have at Man United one day. Put him in a team where he's not the best player, basically. And you get a little bit more of a disciplined Bruno, don't you? At United, he's just head and shoulders the best player, and he, runs around like he's playing every position. Kurt says, I want Portugal to win, but Spain has a very good coach compared to Portugal. Yes, yeah. Do you like Bernardo Silva? Nah. There's something that's quite unlikable about him. Yeah. Good. Ladios says great game so far with his King title, but no, it's got a good tempo to it. Here's Yamal. Oh, he's lost it. Ronaldo's tackled Yamal. Have that, Yamal, Player FC. Ronaldo's still the GOAT. He's just tackled Yamal. Clip it up and put it on a meme. Why didn't the cross come in? Oh, it's gone for the goal kick. Vamos! Alcaraz, says Jeffrey. Has he won the US Open by any chance? Yes, he's just won it, says G. Davis. Thank you. I do like watching the tennis, but only in the summer. I think this is a corner for Portugal. Yes, it is. Lenoir on Ronaldo. Give a penalty, ref. He's grabbing hold of him a lot. Mate, ref, you've got to sort that out. He's grabbing all over him. Bruno puts in the cross. Lays it off. Wow, what a miss. João Neves should have scored. Not an easy chance, but it drops to him in the box and he shoots wide. Was it a foul on the back post by Bernardo Silva? No, not really. But João Neves should have done better. I can't stand Roberto Martinez. There's something about Roberto Martinez that really gets to me. And I don't know what it is. He's probably a really nice guy. I think he's one of them people that I've mentioned before. You know, the person that everybody gets on with and everybody likes. Just don't trust them. Your info on Gyökeres, was it what Romano said, says Rifat? No, because what Fabrizio Romano has said is that Man United need to sell to buy, but remain very interested in Gyökeres. What I've seen is not that. It's not because he's bold. My dad's bold and he doesn't get on my nerves. Not all the time. Texter owns Olympique Lyon, part of Crystal Palace and some Belgian club. Olympique Lyon competes in the Europa League and the Belgian club in Conference League. Thus, Crystal Palace cannot compete in any European competition. Well, if that's true, then you'd have to ask the question why Man City get away with it with Girona. And why Man United got away with it with Nice. It seems a little bit unfair. And is it because Crystal Palace are a small club? Nice ball into Nico Williams. Down that left-hand side. Up against Diaz. Lays it back. Remember, Yazabel's playing up front. I don't know where Morata is. Here's Cucurella on the overlap. Puts a decent cross in. Portugal will clear it. Best thing that could happen for this game is... that Portugal keep the tempo high because they can be quite a boring team. Cucurella again looks to put the cross in, lays it back. Again, it's a crap cross. And Portugal will clear. It's a good tempo to the start of this game. I like it. New York. Yamal, a bit of Barca PR or pure greatness? I think he's a very good player, Bear. I mean, obviously, you're always going to get a load of PR and hype when you're a player of that quality, but I genuinely think he is a fantastic player. I don't watch him as much as some people do, and that's deliberate, really. I mean, I'm not massively interested in watching every Barcelona game or every Spain game, but I watch him quite regularly, and every time I watch him, he impresses me. So I think he is a good player. You never know what Cucurella you're going to get, says No Pack. Thank you very much, everyone who's tuning in tonight. 11,000 of you. Make sure you share the video. Do get involved with That's Football, by the way. Daily content on the channel. Liking bringing the Transfer Daily back, which I completely forgot I did. last summer, so I'm actually enjoying doing those. Every day, sort of a 10-minute video goes out. We never know what time it's going to go out. It's sort of dependent on when news comes in, but every day there will be a transfer show. Yamal has unlikable traits. Never can't shut up. I've never noticed that, Bill. Double for Alcaraz if Spain win tonight. So happy, says Maliki. Linda's actually in New York at the moment. What are you doing, Linda? Do you live there? Yeah, I'm looking forward to keeping an eye on Ronaldo tonight. Where do you think Ronaldo will go? I'm going to close the poll because it's not fair when somebody scores. So 55% said Portugal will win and 45% said Spain will win. Yeah, where do you think Ronaldo will go? Apparently he did have offers to go and play in the Club World Cup, which doesn't seem to be helping many clubs at the moment. I mean, Al Hilal were desperate to get Bruno, desperate to get Osman, and they haven't got either of them. I think he'll stay in Saudi. Unlucky, yeah, I do. I think he will. Oh, Linda's hubby surprised her and took her to New York. Oh, I love that. I went upper class to New York, and I'm not showing off because it was a business trip, and I was speaking at a couple of events. So, you know, that's how it works in that game. It's always like accommodation and flights. So it was an experience. I was going to do a vlog, but there was people trying to sleep. Literally, when I got on the plane, the person behind me got their bed straight, and I thought either that's a hint they want me to go and join them, which I'm definitely not going to. She was over 60, and it was definitely a hint not to start vlogging because I think I'd have got flogged if I did. So I put a picture on Instagram, but it was impressive. I mean, I've got to say how the other half live. It was impressive. Nice ball in. That's going to go. Oh no, he's going to keep it in. Corner, Spain. That was ageist, Mark. It wasn't ageist, Rob. It was actually a personal choice, which I'm allowed to make. I wouldn't be interested in doing anything. Well, I wouldn't be interested anyway because I'm married. But it's not ageist to say, no, you're over 60. Although we did play this game at the pub once, is there anybody over 60 that you think is attractive? And I said, well, Michelle Pfeiffer's got to be over 60. People say Helen Mirren. Maybe 20 years ago. You're lying now. You're too bloody woke. It's not ageist to say you're not interested in people over 60. I'm not interested anyway. I'm married. Anyway, Portugal on the Spain on the attack here. But as I've said, anyway, went upper class with Virgin. They were very good, and let's just say, I'd rather be a virgin than get interested in that 60-year-old behind me. But you get this little cubicle where you can close the door on it, but it's only about that high. So when the stewardesses and stewards are walking past, they can see in. You can close the door to it. You sit on a chair like this, but then there's got these buttons where you can make it go really, literally flat, and then you get a pillow and a blanket that you can go to sleep. You get a little TV. There's a little like bar area. I loved it on the way out because I flew at 5 o'clock. Here's Yamal. I'll come back to this. Here's Yamal. Here's still Yamal and Mendes. That'd be an interesting battle. That will actually. Mendes against Yamal. And it's a free kick. Vitinha. Bruno's not happy. Mile High Club. Ooh, I wouldn't even call it that if you did it with someone over 60. I'd call it the Living Hell Club. Martinez CV is nothing special, yet he lands big jobs, says Michael McGowan. He does. I've got to say that. What's the favourite game? What's your favourite game you streamed on That's Football? Says Bear. What about Carol Vorderman? I wouldn't have done her. I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have been interested in her under 40, let alone over 60. Just because you dress like you want it doesn't mean people want it. Hey, this is a good free kick place for Spain here. Yamal's going to take it. He's got a wonderful left foot. This could be interesting. He's going to hit it. Here it comes. Nah. Anyway, it's gone for a goal kick. So anyway, you get your little cubicle. You've got your bed that can go flat. You've got your TV screen. You've got your little mini bar area. On the way over, I flew from Heathrow at 5 o'clock. And it was a 7.5 hour flight. So that takes it to midnight. But then you go into New York, who are 5 hours behind. So you leave the UK at 5, but you land in New York at 7:30. So it's a 7.5 hour flight, but time zone, it's only 2.5 hours. So I was like, I'm not going to sleep. So I was watching Batman film. There was a little bit where you could go and sit and have a drink. You can get whatever food you want. You can literally say, I'll have another wine and a packet of crisps. They do you a meal. So that was great on the way out. On the way back, though, I've got to say, it's only a 6-hour flight. I think it's something to do with the wind behind you. And I flew back at 6 o'clock New York time, but it was going to land UK time at 6 a.m. So I knew I had to sleep. So basically, I got there, and as soon as the seatbelt lights went off, I got flat, covered myself up, and I fell asleep. And I woke up like 20 minutes before we landed, and I was like, I really didn't get any use out of any of the food, drink, or anything like that. I just basically lay flat and went to sleep. Oh, he's missed it. He's bloody missed it. Pedri, good cutback by Nico Williams, and he put it wide. Good play, though. Good play. It's a lovely ball out to Nico Williams, exploiting the space. I mean, I think that's a bit of a mismatch. I don't really understand this. I sort of wanted to wait till we were sort of 15 minutes in. This João Neves at right back against Nico Williams is a walking bloody nightmare. It's the sort of stupid shit Martinez used to do at Wigan. He thinks he's the king of the hipsters. It's just absolutely stupid. You've actually got a right back on your bench. Why is João Neves playing as a fucking right back? He's going to get rinsed. It's like putting Rodri at right back. In fact, Rodri at right back would be okay. Isn't Heathrow a trek for you, Mark, says Bill? But I didn't walk it, mate. To be fair, Heathrow is sort of northeast London. So if you're coming in from where I live, down the M40, you're not really on the M25. You can do Heathrow from where I live in about an hour 40, which is the same as Manchester. You can't fly to New York. You can't fly to America from Birmingham, so it's Manchester or Heathrow. And there's more flights from Heathrow, and it's the same distance either way. Not northeast, northwest London, yeah. Never eat shredded wheat. Yes. Anyway, we're having a bit of a chat, aren't we? Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Ronaldo's personal private jet seen in the UK, says Carl G. Yeah, but he's in Munich. Well done by Williams again. Here we go. Up against João Neves. He's rinsing him. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. Just over the bar by Nico Williams. But he's rinsing bloody Neves every time. You're so close, Ryan Powell, you're right. I'd hate if Yamal is the next Messi when it comes to Ballon d'Or, with the organisers being overly biased towards him. Do you have an opinion on this, as inbred Yeti? I don't respect the Ballon d'Or, to be honest with you. I never really have. I've seen too many people that should have won it. I know they were on about Ribery, weren't they, the other day? Again, obviously Lewandowski should have won it. So I think the Ballon d'Or's a joke anyway. I think you're right. I think Yamal might win it. I don't know that he doesn't deserve to win it, but I certainly think you could make a case for Rafinha and Dembele. But it's not Yamal's fault if they do what they do, and that is sometimes go for the glamour choice. Carol Vorderman. This is a great comment by Jack Rankin, by the way. Not having Neves and Vitinha in the pivot after that PSG season is criminal. Portugal with the Spanish Southgate. Well, we always say this. I mean, but is this not the problem with Portugal? It's run by the senior players. Ronaldo never gets subbed, and Bernardo Silva's playing in the fucking midfield, and he's not very good. And unfortunately, international football has always been very... what a shot that was by Nico Williams, by the way. Favouritism. Hasn't it? It's favouritism. Old boys club. And he is the Portuguese Southgate because that's exactly what Southgate would do. But yeah, it's incredible. They've just won the bloody Champions League playing together, and you put one at right back so you can play Bernardo Silva because you can't drop Bernardo Silva. If you come to Chicago this summer, I will buy you a drink at my brother's bar. He's an Arsenal fan, but nobody's perfect. I really want to go to Chicago, Stephen. Is there any businesses that sort of I can go over and justify it for a meeting? Does anyone want a meeting? Basically, any nice cities where people want a meeting. Look, if you want to sign us up on a brand deal or something like that, like HelloFresh, great. But then I get to. I mean, that's basically what I did on Tuesday. I got up really early in New York. I was up at 4:30 because of the jet lag, and I didn't have any meetings until midday. So I literally just went all around New York in the space of 4 hours. Went to the Ghostbusters train station. Went to the friend's house. Went to Ground Zero, which is unbelievable, like just emotionally grabs you. Went to the Brooklyn Bridge. People say, why did you go to the Brooklyn Bridge? And I'm like, why did Tyson Fury fight Usyk? Goldbridge, if you're in a city where there's a famous bridge, I'm not a coward. I've got to go and face it. So I did. Goal! Given! 1-0. Ayazabal. Sorry, Zubamendi. I thought it was Ayazabal. Tapping. Absolute tapping. It's sort of a comedy of errors, but look what happened. Look who made the mistake. The guy who shouldn't be playing at right back. I feel sorry for João Neves. He's only 16. Well, he's not. He's older than that. But Martinez is I feel sorry for the Portuguese. I said this in the bloody Euros. You've got such a good team, and you've got bloody Gareth Southgate with a Spanish passport in charge. I tell you what, Zubamendi's a cracking little player, though, isn't he? I can't wait to see. Is he coming to Arsenal or not? But he's a fantastic player. Yamal. Yeah, João Neves, not a right back. Doesn't get the clearance. Look at Ruben Diaz. Oh, I tell you what, he's overrated, isn't he? Ruben Diaz. The Portuguese Tarkowski. Might be an offside. No, can't be offside. Didn't interfere with play. Goal. Oh, they're looking at a handball. Goal given. Yeah, I feel sorry for the Portuguese because you're a good side. 1-0. You're a good side, but you've got Gareth Southgate with the Spanish passport in charge, and you've got a right back that should start the game, but you've put one of your best midfielders at right back to accommodate one of the old boys. It's just Incredible. The manager's absolutely shit. Portugal are going to waste a golden generation on Martinez. And Spain deserve to be leading here. They've been the better side. I just realised I haven't even got the stats carousel rolling around and nobody even told me. There we go. 64% possession. Portugal haven't even had a shot. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Yeah, Ruben Diaz. I mean, it's nothing personal. I just think he's not as good as people think he is. I call him the Portuguese Tarkowski. And Tarkowski's not terrible. I'm not saying the Portuguese Titus Bramble. I mean, Tarkowski's an honest, hard-working centre-back. But he ain't never going to be, you know, considered one of the best centre-backs in the world. And Ruben Diaz is the Portuguese Tarkowski. He's just okay. Yeah, Martinez did the same with Belgium as well, Dallas Knight. You're right. I thought I was taking a break from United. Classic United defending that and an Arna-esque doing chuff all, says Nathan C. Jaden's just gifted 5 memberships. You're a legend, Jaden. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. If you come to Detroit, I'll show you this government building that's completely hotboxed with marijuana. It's absolutely atrocious. Oh, Paul! Paul, you've just made me think of something I haven't mentioned about New York, which is amazing because I've never shut up about it for a week. Spain are absolutely relentless with their attacks, as Constantine. They're a very good team to watch. Very good team to watch. I met someone once behind the bins. Also, the Home Alone house is in Chicago. This is Inbred Yeti. And MM Pat says, side note, why isn't Mo Salah considered for the Ballon d'Or? Yeah, great question. 10 days time until the fixtures come out. Always exciting. Yeah, very much looking forward to that. And Yasser says Heathrow is 10 minutes down the road from where I live in Slough. Here we go. Williams in again. And Ruben Diaz actually did quite well there. I want to go back to a comment here. Deal will be finished in July due to FFP year, says Richard Cahill for Arsenal and Zubimendi. Yeah, I was going to say what Paul said. So this is really funny. I went to New York with my agent and I noticed it like the minute I got out the taxi. And I said to him, we went to get some pizza and stuff. And I went, it stinks of cannabis. It absolutely stinks of cannabis. And he was like, I can't smell anything. Anyway, the next day, we go for breakfast and he's like, you know what? I think I can smell cannabis. I was like, mate, goal! Goal! Mendes! What a goal! Absolutely out of nothing. They don't deserve, well, they do deserve it because it's a bloody good finish by Mendes. An absolute banger. I like this player. I really, really do. The PSG effect. But absolutely brilliant finish. And maybe Spain have done 25 minutes of work here to get in front. And they switch off a little bit. And Mendes with a moment of individuality. What a goal. Really, really good goal. Goes into Bernardo Silva, who loses the ball. Ronaldo may have been offside. And watch Mendes here. He makes his move into the space. No one picks up the run. And it's one touch out of his foot. Little body turn. It's a lovely goal. Individual goal. That is a great goal. Well done. Out of nothing as well. We like that. Now, what they're trying to say is that there might be an offside. Ronaldo's definitely offside. It'll be a shame. But I think the player, it's whether... Ronaldo looked miles off, but it's whether the player played it or the defender played it. Martinez won't understand the rules. I mean, he's not even the manager, really, is he? I need to see the replay of this. I thought this was offside. I'm glad it's been given because of Mendes. Cucurella played it on. I mean, replays are shit. It's like being in the ground. No replay for us then. Oh, we're just the paying public, are we? Anyway, it makes it a better game. Yeah, we're still not seeing a replay here. Parker says, can I be your agent? I only take 30%. That's more than my agent takes. What are your thoughts on the possibility of Palace not getting into Europe as human robot? Well, the rules are the rules, mate. That's what I've got. I think it's really harsh on Palace, but the rules are the rules. And this is the problem with multi-ownership, isn't it? Idiots. I feel sorry for the Crystal Palace fans. I feel sorry for the players and the manager, but ultimately, just ridiculous stupidity from the people who've put the club into that position. We still haven't seen the bloody replay of this Ronaldo thing. Really annoys me. Nathan C says, can we get a partridge? That was a goal. That was a goal. Here we go. Oh, he was actually onside when the ball got played. That's why. There we go. Just seen it. Good game, though. It's flying by. You can tell that. Do you think Portugal could win the World Cup? No. No, I think there's better teams than them. And they've got a team. They've got a squad good enough to win it. Tell you why I thought it was offside. Because Ronaldo was always offside when he played at United. I think Ronaldo's looked good. I've got to say, I think Ronaldo has actually looked better than he did in the Euros a year ago. He looks sharper. I've been impressed with him in the opening 25 minutes, yeah. Yeah, I was talking about New York anyway. So my agent the next day said, I think I can smell a bit of cannabis. I says, do you think you can smell a bit of cannabis? I've smelt it. I've smelt it for the fucking whole time I've been here. And he said, why do you think that is? And I said, because a lot of people are smoking cannabis. I said, no wonder I don't get big deals. And you don't know over arse from your elbow. And he said, I've Googled it. Cannabis is legal in New York. And then we just saw shops where you can go and buy it. And I've got to say, because it was legal, there was a moment where I actually thought, I might just do it. And I didn't. But it is a weird thing. You can smell it everywhere because it is legal. And I actually think legalising it's a good idea. But the only downside is you can bloody smell it everywhere. And I don't mind the smell of smoke. You know, people smoke. I don't really care, and I don't mind the smell of cannabis. But yeah, you can smell it everywhere. That's the only problem. But I don't know when it became legal because that was my first time. Garfield uses Curaleaf in UK for back pain. Oh, what's that stuff that Paul Merson and Matt Letizia, they advertise it, don't they? The sweets. Ronaldo was offside, says Constantine. What's worse, Ange being fined or Jose before a final? Good cross into the box. Portugal clear it away. I think Spain are angry now. So intense, Spain, aren't they? They never stop. Of course, they've still got Rodri to come back into this team. Is Rodri going to play in the Club World Cup? The way you say cannabis is hysterical. What's wrong with cannabis? Oh, there's a lot, but I mean, like, I don't know what I say. Have you ever done it hypothetically, Mark, says Enrique? Well, I could just say I've done it in Amsterdam and then it would be legal anyway. Let's just say if in New York I'd fancied a bit of cheese legally, then it would have been the first time I've had a bit of cheese. Actually, I had some cheese on my... I had some... I'm not the talking code because I literally had some cheese on my beans on toast about 20 minutes ago. So, which was genuine cheese, cheddar, from a cow. So, the last time... Yellow card for Ruiz here. The last time I had cannabis would have been... God, early 20s. Not 1920s. So probably 20... We're talking 23 years ago. What's worse, Ange being fired or Jose before a final? Well, I'd say Ange because he won a trophy is worse. João Neves is crap today, says Rice. Yeah, he's crap today because he's being played out of position. Because Portugal have got an idiot in charge. What do you think about Bruno? He's been all right. I've enjoyed it. I think it's been a good game. Definitely a competitive element, which is what I want to see. Legal in Chicago too, Mark. Only way I cope with United, a beer and a doobie on us when you visit, says Nick. Thanks, pal. Snowball says... What does Snowball say? Hi, Mark. If Onana trimmed down and lost his stocky, top-heavy physique, do you think his agility would improve and he could still be a United goalkeeper? Or is it just technically inadequate? I think he's technically inadequate, Snowball, if I'm being honest. You know, that ability to palm it back into danger is a problem. Will you go on a spin on the chair again if we get Ozan or Gyökeres? Do you think Jose's eyeing for the Portugal manager spot before the World Cup? Says Human Robot. I don't know why Mourinho's never been approached for the Portuguese job. Maybe he doesn't want it. I presume they would want him. Would you take... I don't know who that is, so I'm not reading it out. Zoot Bridge, says Barry. Are you a smoker, Mark? Says Jason. No. I'm not sure if you watched the tennis, but please watch the highlights of the Alcaraz final. Longest final in French Open history. It was epic, says Vibble. There we go. So 36 minutes gone here. Enjoyable game. Good game, good game. Nice cross to the back post. Spain still pushing here. Conceding straight away after the goal. Martinez gave us a masterclass in wasting Belgium's golden generation, and now he's set to do the same with Portugal, says Mush. I pity Belgium, and I pity the Portuguese fans because we had the same with Southgate, and I feel it might be too late for Tuchel. You know, England, they just didn't look very good again yesterday, did they? They're really struggling, and you know, I look at, I don't know what it is about England. They just seem very lacklustre at the moment. I'm going to stand up in the second half, Emilian. Yeah, I should have stood up in the first half, but I'll do it the other way around. 17,000 legends watching. Thank you. Please share the video. Plans for the Club World Cup. Oh, what are your plans for the... I'll throw it back. What are your plans for the Club World Cup? I was in the United States, in New York, if I haven't mentioned it, and I was talking to people in the industry about the Club World Cup, and basically they were saying, we've got loads of sports in this country, and we are not stupid. We actually know that this is not rated in the football world, and we're not stupid, so we're not going to start going, hey, we've got an exhibition tournament here. So they're saying, basically the general opinion is that the World Cup is exciting in a year's time, but the Club World Cup, they know exactly what it is. It's not that good. So a lot of tickets haven't been sold apparently. What am I going to do with the Club World Cup? I don't know. I think I'm going to suck it and see. In the sense that I'm definitely not going to watch every game because some of them are absolute shit at shit times. But in the latter stages, I might watch, you know, if Chelsea play Man City or Real Madrid play PSG, I'd probably watch that. And I think that's what I'm going to do. But I can't invest in it, no. I agree with Savage. It can't be a Club World Cup without the biggest clubs. Liverpool, Barcelona, Napoli, Arsenal. I don't think Sporting are in it either, are they? So you've got the Portuguese champions, the Italian champions, the English champions, and the Spanish champions not in it. Osman rejects Saudi. I wonder what he wants for his career. Keep playing at a high level or go Saudi for even more. Where do you think he ends up? Well, Luca, it's a great chat. Like, where does everybody think Victor Osman's going to end up? Terrible ball out by Bernardo Silva. I think he'll end. I think PSG. I think he's perfect for PSG. I've always thought he'd be perfect for PSG. If he stays in Turkey, it doesn't make sense. It's great for Galatasaray, and they've got a fantastic fan base, but he's had a year there, hasn't he? So I would think he would, unless that's where he really wants to play. Why are Chelsea in the Club World Cup? I actually know this. They it was alphabetical. No. It's because they won the Champions League in, was it 21? So they've done, winning the Premier League the year of the Club World Cup doesn't mean the same as winning the Champions League 4 years ago. Here's Yamal. Lots of players on him. Still got it. Can't deal with it. Wagner's just gifted 5 memberships. You're a legend, mate. Bruno's playing like it's a United match, says John. How's Nacho looked, Mark? Hope you're well. Better than Diaz. I just don't understand this João Neves thing. Ooh, that was late. No, it's all right. It's all right. AL7 says it should be the winners of this season that go into it, not 4 years ago. It's daft. This is why a Club World Cup will struggle, because if you do international clubs, then everybody knows there's a qualifying process and absolutely fine. But if you're going to do Club World Cup, everybody plays in the Champions League and their domestic league, so you're not going to know who the best club in each country is until the end of May. But you've got to do the group stage and invite and do all the logistics for June. So it will never work, because you will always have a Club World Cup where you don't have the best teams in it, because they can't literally know in such a short space of time who's going to be invited. And that's the flawed nature of a Club World Cup. Black says, bro, switch Neves to another position. Bro, I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. Sohab's gifted a membership. Thank you very much. Looks like it's going to be 1-1 at half time here, and I think that's good for Portugal, because Spain have definitely been the better side. They're coming forward again here. God, look at the pace. What a goal! It's just so easy. It's just so easy. That is a Yazabal this time. Portugal wants a free kick. It's just too easy. The minute they catch you out, you're picking the ball out the net. It's just so easy for Spain. It's so quick. The weight of the pass, the movement, it's perfect. And the referee said no foul. Yeah, it is a Yazabal this time. I thought he'd scored the first one. Yeah, that's not a foul on Bernardo Silva. It's a dive. And then they're away. I think it's Pedri. Lovely pass. And look at Tarkowski playing him onside as well. Lovely goal. It's just a lovely goal by Spain. Connor says 100% a foul. It's on Bernardo Silva. He plays for City. It's definitely a dive. Definitely a dive. Wagner says no one cares, by the way. Asia is seen as a place. I'm a Man United fan. Okay. They're checking the goal. Check over. Goal given. Honk, the Trumpets, says Silva always tries to get people booked and it drives me mad. That was a goal for me. That was a goal for me. Louis, I understand you 100%. He says Bernardo Silva being shoehorned into this team is ridiculous. I'd like to say I'd be frustrated if I was Portuguese, but as I said, I think a lot of us have been through it with our national coaches. Certainly we had it with Gareth Southgate in England. Like, you hit international football, and all you want is a coach to put a team together that in the right positions that's your best team. So what does Martinez do? He takes PSG's Champions League winning midfield, breaks it up, puts one of them at right back, and puts Bernardo Silva in the midfield. Clown. I don't know what happened there. Bruno hardly touched him. AM says it's Bruno who's ruining the midfield, bro. Well, no, Bruno might not, put Bernardo Silva as the attacking midfielder, but definitely put João Neves next to Vitinha. It's incredibly thick. Incredibly thick. Wagner says, sorry, I disagree with you. I don't know what you're disagreeing with me with, Wagner. Do you think Mourinho would get more entertaining football from this Portugal side or play part of the bus? I tell you what, he wouldn't pick a team like this. He'd pick a better structured team. I think Ronaldo's looked all right. Anyway, it's half time. I think Ronaldo's looked okay. I do. But look, what can't speak can't lie. And the reality is, It was a very good goal by Mendes, and we've had a very high intensity game. But look at the stats: 58% possession for Spain, 7 shots to Portugal's 2. The only shot on target from Portugal was the goal. It's been scraps, graveyard shift for Ronaldo, and that's pretty poor because the team that has been picked is poor. João Neves is not going to get forward down the right-hand side. He's just not that type of player. Mendes has scored a goal. He's the only one who can get forward down the left. Conceição and Neto haven't been in the game. Ronaldo's hardly been in the game. Bruno's hardly been in the game. So the obvious answer is probably put Dalot at right wing back or right back, put Neves into the midfield and take off Bernardo Silva or Bruno. And try and be a little bit more. The team's completely imbalanced. It's what I call knobhead coaching, really. It's incredible. Pedri clear of any midfielder in the world. And, you look at the bench and you look at the starting 11, and Portugal have actually got the better squad. Is Rodri fit, says Shane. I suspect I'm right. I normally am. But I suspect I'm right in saying that Rodri will be back for the Club World Cup. I think I'm right in saying that. Imagine next season if Man City are absolutely amazing. And then we can all just sit there and say, it's not Pep, it's Rodri. Which I think it is. I've said that for a while. I actually do think it is. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're watching. Don't forget we've got daily transfer news on the channel. Get involved with that. You're very welcome. On the channel. Lovely stuff. Stats are up on the screen for you at the moment. But Spain are well worth the lead here. 100% been the better side. And will we see any subs at half time? To be honest, Bruno is so much chaos to football, Mark, says Tiz. I mean, I don't want to turn it into anything like that, but Cad says, Bruno in finals. I believe Bruno was running around aimlessly for United because he was trying to do everything, but he's got better players around him and he still does it. I don't want it to turn into that because, as I've said on the United stand, we're just going to have to accept and move on. But I would have took the money. I'd have took the money. Really, I don't know what it is that Amorim thinks Bruno's going to do in the midfield pivot. I really don't, and I think it might be something that comes back and bites him in the arse. I hope I'm wrong, but I just think that was an opportunity to do something where nobody would have had a problem with it, and he could have took that money and bought 2 or 3 players with it. But I don't know better than the manager, Pranav. I back the manager and I back Ronaldo. Bruno, but I can't. I also have an opinion, and my opinion was I think we should have cashed in. Matt B says, "Do you think Bernardo Silva's over the hill?" I think Bernardo Silva was always a player I didn't like because he was a good player. I don't feel that anymore. Clive says, "I can see these type of performances next season from Bruno. United should have taken the money. Amorim's going to get the sack because he wanted to keep Bruno," says Clive. And if you're going to play Neves in midfield, then you play a defensive fullback to form a back 3 in possession to allow Neves to drift, but you have Mendes. But the quick fix is bench Bernardo and play Dalot, says Owen. Absolutely agree with you on that one. Club World Cup. Want to see if teams can deal with Messi, says Robert McCormack. Jaden Sant, thank you very much. Connor says, Silva off, Neves into the middle, Semedo outright, or this game's over. Would even think about Trincao over Conceição. Thank you very much. You got Leao on the bench as well. Exactly. Portugal overrated, says YOLO. I don't think they're overrated. I think they're undercoached. Silva had a bad season with City as well, says Tiger. Yes, he did. Just a shout out to our sponsor on the show today, because it's an absolute cracker of a sponsor. I would expect many of you to be using this. So we're sponsored by HelloFresh on the show today. HelloFresh basically is a culinary delight where you can get food delivered to your house. in a box. Things like this, which I had for my lunch today. Where is it? Oh, it's always the wrong one. There we go. Lamb steak I had for my lunch today. Ingredients, and then on the back, instructions and the nutritional value. You go to the website, you order the meals that you want, you get it delivered to your house in a box, and you have all the ingredients and all the instructions, and you're ready to go. 50% off your first box with the code that's 50% off your first box with the code that's 5020. Links in the description with all the information as well, or scan the QR code next to me. On top of that amazing offer, you also get 20% off every subsequent box for the next month. And on top of that, you get free desserts for life. So every box you order forever, you will get your free desserts with that one. Check it out. It's exclusive for you with HelloFresh. Fantastic option, especially on a Sunday night where you're thinking about the week ahead, going, "Oh, what should we eat?" Pop on a website, get it sorted. Big shout out to them. Right, Wagner's gifted 10 memberships. Appreciate that, Wagner. Hope you're doing well. What the referee, is it unjust to Portugal? Says Random. I don't think it was a foul. I don't think it was a foul on Bernardo Silva. I think there's a little bit of contact on his back and he goes down. It's I don't think it's a foul. I think Spain have been the better team. Come see, come saw. Rate Constantine C says, can you rate Wayne Rooney's bicycle kick against Man City? Well, let me say this: Garnacho's was better against Everton because it was clean, but Rooney's was in a bigger game. Rooney actually shinned his a little bit, so it wasn't the perfect technique. It was world class, but it was not as clean as it could have been. But the value of the goal in the importance of the game makes it better for me. So I would give it a 9. Delo needs to go on striker and win the match, says Arthur. There is another Everton reference. He needs to go to give it a break, says MK. Nico Williams just got Ronaldo's jersey at half-time in the tunnel. Just saw it on Fox, says Christine C. He's a legend, that's why. He's a legend of the game. One idiot just said he got bodied the moment they do it for Manchester United. We'll moan that it's a foul, even if it's Bernardo Silva, says Sugar. Man of the match for me so far is Mendes, says Luca. I think that Mendes has done a decent job for against Yamal defensively, and obviously he scored a good goal. So I wouldn't disagree with you on that one. I think he's having a good game. Ronaldo is so bad dragging Portugal down. I actually think Ronaldo's been good. Yeah, they've just shown the swapping of the shirt there at half-time as well. Look, Portugal aren't playing particularly well. Their coach is absolute dog shit, but I actually think Ronaldo's looked quite lively in a team that's not giving him any service. Conceição's not been in the game. Neto's not been in the game. Portugal haven't been in the game. But that's on the manager. Like, he's completely and utterly messed up. How his brain works, I just don't know. Nico Williams is one of the best wingers in the world. Let me put fucking João Neves up against him. That's going to work well. It's just not going to work well. Not going to work well. Not going to work well. Hasn't worked well. And not going to work well. Didn't work well. Dortmund are interested in Jadon Sancho again and have been asked to be kept updated on the situation, according to Sky. Oh, this can't be asked. Just, can he just piss off someone? Can he just piss off somewhere? I don't want it dragging out all summer. Yeah, I think we spoke about Bruno enough. You know, he's been quiet, but he's not the only player that's been quiet. I'm actually going to stand up for the second half. Let's do it. Tell you what film I watched this weekend. 2 films I watched this weekend, actually. My audio. Hello. Is it working? Hello? Hello? We can hear you, yeah. Yeah, I watched 2 classics at the weekend. It's not synced. Yeah, it's messing around, that's why. Let me just change this. Every time I go up, I've never been able to figure this out. Properties. New York. Concrete. That's it, fixed it. Yeah, it's every time I put it up, sometimes when I put it up, it goes wrong. I don't know why. So yeah, it desyncs itself, doesn't it? That's what it does. I don't understand why. Did you see Dortmund signed the other Bellingham? Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, Danny? It's like history repeating itself. Imagine if he's just as good as well. Why did you... Batty Bridge says, why did you blacklist the bold white Liverpool fan? Well, I didn't do any of that, so I don't know what you're talking about. Thoughts on City getting away with the 115? Has that been announced, Abraham? I don't think it has. I think we would have known by now. Munuradin says he ain't backing nobody. Amrim out. I'd rather have Ollie back. Garnacho leaving, but Mount staying. Come on, can't wait to see you screaming out next season. Thanks, mate. Sound like a lovely guy. Are they changing the offside rule next year? Says Honk. Don't think so. Wagner's gifted 10 memberships as well. Are you Mojo in disguise? Who do you think's won the transfer window so far, Jack? Liverpool. But I will say this, it's not always a good thing to win the transfer window. West Ham won it last year. I'm sure Spurs won it the year before. England, Senegal in a friendly. Oh, I'll be watching that. I won't be watching that. I definitely won't be watching that. Yeah, I watched 2 good films over the weekend. I watched 2 very different films over the weekend. American Psycho with Christian Bale. The book's worse. And The Truman Show, which is just a cracking film, I think. Would I be on a slot in a fight? Batty Bridge. Boring Bridge. There's an article suggesting that you can be acquitted, says Abraham. What, Crystal Palace? Daniel says, have you seen that he's made 2 subs here? Ruben Neves is on. And Semedo is on. Makes sense. Wonder who he's took off. João Neves. Oh, he's such a twat. He is such a twat. Has he kept Bernardo Silva on by any chance? So he puts Neves at right back and then takes him off. And he's kept Bernardo Silva on. This manager's an absolute pillar. I'm not even Portuguese. Martinez out. He's absolute shit. How do you put, as a nation, how do you, I'm saying this to the Portuguese nation. How do you put up with this guy as your manager? He makes me angry and I've got no relatives that are Portuguese. Absolutely none. He's a joke. He's an absolute joke as a coach. You put one of the best midfielders in Europe at right back, and then you sub him off instead of that useless piece of shit, Bernardo Silva, who's had a shit season. And a shit game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He was crap at Belgium as well. How did he get the Portugal job? What's going on at the Portuguese FA? He was absolutely terrible at Belgium and then he got the Portugal job. What is it? What's this guy got? Is he a billionaire? Does he pay for jobs? How is Bernardo Silva still on the bloody pitch? Worst coach in international football. Arne Slot fights dirty, he'll poke you all over, says John. Wagner's a new member, thank you, mate. Ter Stegen as United goalkeeper next season, says Sammy. Well, he's better than an Arne. Why is Mbermo taking so long, says Cal. Well, it's only been a week. Daniel Pollard says, have you seen that Charlton have been promoted to the Championship and will you do another live stream from the Valley next season? Well, you know what, I would. But I was very happy that they got promoted. I'd like to say I probably played a part in that, even though I didn't. Evan says, any chance of selling your bathwater soap? The sad thing is, Evan, that that sort of stuff goes on. People buy second-hand tights and not to wear them. Well, maybe they do wear them. And they do buy bathwater as well. It's just a whole other world of filth. Chiri says, maybe Martinez is Spanish and maybe that's secretly trying to assist his country of origin. No, he's just crap, mate. He's absolutely crap. Right, can we get the second half up and running here? Because there's no way back for Portugal. Come on. Ref, come on. We've been waiting for fucking ages. Get going. I hate referees who take ages to get games running up and running, you know. Bernardo Silva's now playing right wing. Incredible. Incredible. Do you believe in aliens, says Jace? If so, do you think they're boring microorganisms or something close to the movies? I don't give it as much thought as you, Jace, but I would definitely say that in the endless galaxies of, not even galaxies, in this endless space that exists, I mean, what's at the end? What's the one that blows my mind is, where does space end? It doesn't end. But as human beings, we can't deal with continuity. There has to be an end, but there isn't one. So, of course, there's going to be living life out there. There's probably so much living life out there that there's another planet somewhere where there's somebody doing exactly the same thing that we're doing, but instead of watching football, they'll be watching a completely different sport that they made up. Like, it's a vast space with endless possibilities, isn't it? It doesn't end. You'll mess my head up. Martinez is Spanish. Maybe I've done that from Cheery, haven't I? Thanks very much. I don't see a way back here for Portugal. They don't deserve one either. With a coach like that, you know what? It's like Ferrari getting Stevie Wonder to drive for the championship. They'd probably do a better job than Martinez as well. Martinez must have the same agent as Jermaine Genius, says Mark. How's he got back as well? I mean, I saw somebody the other day saying he was back. Well, it makes sense where he is, actually. Talk shit, but yeah. After beating Italy, Norway are close for the World Cup, says Espen. Switch coaches, then no player power. Portugal gate, says Aki. Sack him. Neves off and Bernardo still playing, says Atoro. Imagine João Neves CDM. Here is Bruno. And it's not been given. Offside. Imagine João Neves CDM, Bruno and Vitina CM, says Random. Female linesman. Yeah, Bruno's offside. No, Bruno wasn't offside. It was Neto, I think. How can you celebrate that as the manager? He's looking right at it. Good finish by Bruno. Bruno. Sexism Bridge. Joseph Baumer says, so what, Mark? What are you talking about? Oh, I said female linesman, didn't I? Yeah, it's the first time I'd noticed that it was a female linesman. Got a problem with that? I couldn't give a shit if it was a bloody AI linesman. I was just saying it's a female linesman. If you want to read into it, that's up to you. That says more about you than it does about me. Sorry, I actually am a manager, says Wagner. No worries. Get Liao on. I'm still here. I'm still talking. I just need to lie down. I found a new stretch for my hip, but I have to do it every couple of hours. Otherwise, the pain starts. So I'm just going to do this stretch. And I'll talk to you while I'm doing it. I can see the pitch as well. How do I do it? There we go. Oh, yes. That is a good stretch. Woo! People might be thinking I'm doing something else, but I am actually stretching my thigh. Oh, my God. That is a good stretch. 3, 2, 1. That'll get me through now. I've had this hip pain for weeks, and I've been trying loads of different stretches. I've been doing all sorts of stretches, and then yesterday I found this one, and it's brilliant. And somebody said to me about that, who's a chiropractor, they said there'll be one stretch that sorts you out. And I found it. It's so good. It's like a reset. It's like having a new hip. Yeah, Truman Show. If you've never watched it, you've got to watch it. It's not even like, you know, there's good films and stuff, but the Truman Show is just a brilliant, it's got so many levels to it. Portugal are actually doing better now. Martinez might show us up. Go on, Portugal, says Simon Carney. Shawshank Redemption's a good film, yeah. Bit depressing. I've seen it a lot of times as well. Yeah, if Spain get the third, this is over. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Get involved on That's Football. Everybody's welcome here. Let us know where you're watching from as well, because I'm dead nosy sometimes. Great thing about visiting places is you never forget what time it is. Like I know now in New York, and I'll never forget that the time in New York right now is 12 minutes past 4. Because, you know, and I know that the time in Mallorca is 10 past 10. And I know that the time in Cornwall is 10 past 9 because it's the same as here. I've never been to Australia, so I don't know what time it is. Westward Ho, Scott. I might be coming back to Westward Ho. I'm looking for a few days break. And the rock pools are amazing. If you want to go to somewhere where there's like just what feels like miles of rock pools. That's the best place I've ever been for rock pools, Westwood Ho. It's amazing. It's got a good fish and chip shop as well. New York. Ever been to LA? No. Oh, what a lovely skill by Mendes. He just sent Yamal back to the shops. Mendes has actually done a very good job against Yamal so far. He's kept him very quiet. Philadelphia is near New York. I went to Madison Square Gardens. I did a story on it. Rocky. If you know, you know. Mark, there are billions of solar systems in the galaxy and billions of galaxies in the universe. There has to be life out there, says Rob. Yeah, it would be arrogant to think we're the only ones. Why international teams prefer defensive coaches, says Vibor. I think it's because they don't meet up very often, so it's harder to coach attacking football. Let me put it this way. It's harder to coach Pep's football than it is to coach Pulis's football. So if you don't have a lot of time together, the inclination will always be to go with the basics, park the bus, etc. Which is why you've got to respect teams like Spain, Brazil, and clubs that try and, international teams that try to play a brand of football. Here's Nico Williams. Ronaldo. Too slow there. Too slow. That was slow from Ronaldo. That looked a little bit slow. Here's Yamal. Trouble with Portugal is, do they actually have another striker? He's going to shoot. Evening, Mark. Arsenal fan here. Love your watch-alongs and what you do for the football community, says Stu. Thank you, Stu. Thank you. Appreciate it. You ever been to Dartmoor? Yes. My granddad, rest in peace, who got me into footballing United, loved Cornwall, and we used to go every summer. And on the way down, we'd always get up really early. My nan was there as well. We didn't leave her behind. We'd always stop off in Dartmoor on the way down. I don't know why. I remember seeing the prison there. It was quite eerie at the time. Visit Cape Town, Mark. I'll visit anywhere. I just need a meeting. A brand deal would be nice, but, just a meeting. That's how I get to do this stuff. I've never been to Grimsby, but Sir Jim Radcliffe says Grimsby's the Dubai of the UK. Look, if you're ever people, I must say this with total seriousness, right? It's a hidden gem of the UK. And people will tell you it's not, because in the UK, in England, it's well known that we don't want loads of tourists going there. We want to keep it for ourselves. So what I'm about to say, there'll be a load of people saying, no, it's a rubbish place, it's a shithole, this, that, and the other. Trust me about this, right? London is a great city in England. But the hidden gem of England, and everyone's going to say it's shit because it's well known in English culture that we don't want everyone to know our best kept secret. Stoke. I'm telling you, get yourself. You can't even get flights into the place because we don't want to build an airport there to let you know about it. Stoke is the hidden gem of England, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying it because I've let the cat out of the bag. But if you like London, Stoke absolutely destroys it. Someone in the chat just said, "Don't if you're mentioning Stoke, don't let them know about Bradford." No, Bath's actually nice. Somebody just said Bath. Oh, good cross, but it's been missed by Williams there. What made you choose the name Mark G? Why not go for something exotic like aubergine? Says Parker. I can't tell you how... I'm so proud of myself. It just goes to show you that stretching is important. I've been in so much pain the last few weeks with my back and hip. And this stretch just completely and utterly changes the game. The chiropractor said to me, he said there'll be a muscle that you need to work on that will help that out. Because it won't be bone, it will be muscular. And he was right. And I've been doing about 20 different bloody stretches for the last 2 weeks. None of them really did anything. And this one, oh. What stretch is it? So basically, you lie on your back. You've got your two legs like that. You keep the right leg straight. You bend the left leg. You move it over. So your bottom half of your body is moving that way. But then you keep your back straight and turn the other way. And it stretches all the top of the muscles at the bottom of your arse, basically. And it just works. Who did you vote for in the last election, says Harrison? I didn't vote. No, I didn't vote. Which I'm ashamed to say. I didn't vote. And I have voted throughout my whole life. I'll put my hands up as well. I've voted in my life 3 different parties as well. So I do vote, and I do normally take notice, and I'm not a one party person either. I don't believe in that bullshit because that world doesn't exist anymore. But at this election, I was just so unimpressed. I didn't vote. I take very little interest in politics now. I used to watch Question Time twice a week. No. Goal! Ronaldo! 2-2! He's happy! He's happy. He says, calm down. Ronaldo! Shoo! 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 Yeah. I've got to say, Spain defensively have been a little bit shit because they really should have put this game to bed. But it's probably only their second. It's probably only their second shot, isn't it? Cucurella's a bit weak on the back post. Experienced by Ronaldo. Gives him a bit of a shove. Not going to get a foul for that. It's Mendes again going forward, though. Gets a little bit of luck with the cross, but Ronaldo, lovely finish. Definitely not a foul. 2-2. Game on. Half an hour to go. Tracy says, you can't knock Stoke. Very true. Lovely people. I know. I don't know what people are laughing about. PR training coming in. Clutch, says Harrison. Jaden's gifting a membership as well. There are goblins in Stoke who smoke magic dust, says Dinesy. Mateus has just messaged me and said that he now wants to play for Stoke instead next season, says Cunha's cousin. Britannia is a top 5 tourist location in the UK, says Connor. I love Bradford's white sandy beaches, says Bill. They're a hidden gem, definitely. Is there a hidden gem near Manchester, says Punch Paint? There's lots of... Don't take the piss out of Manchester. There's lots of stuff there. Daniel says you're a good-looking man, Mark. You can get a nice cream pie in Stoke, says John. I think Portugal have done very well to put themselves back into this game, and I think it's a credit to them. And Spain probably need to take a bit of a look at themselves as to how that's happened, because really they've had 2 shots on target and scored both of them. But those are the rules. That's how it plays out sometimes. But it's Spain again. Oh, good defending. I think this game's going to kick off a little bit now. Pedri with the shot. Ooh, keeper comes and punches it away. Imagine if Martinez gets a winner here. We're all going to look like a right bunch of prats. Mendes has absolutely dominated Yamal tonight, says Chiri. He has. He has. I mean, look. No player's a machine. Ronaldo the GOAT. I'm probably a little high, but who cares, says Rub. How many goals, is a question for the chat. How many more goals does Cristiano need to get the 1,000 goals he's obviously going to play to do? Because he's going to do it. And that's probably a good reason to stay in the Saudi league, isn't it? He's got to pick a league where he's going to keep scoring loads of goals. 61. Boothman says, do you remember liking any Finnish players like Littmanen, Hyypiä, Pukki and so on? Also, you should come to Finland. Well, some of them played for Liverpool. He needs 62 goals, apparently. Vanch says, how's Bruno playing? Probably a 6. 6 out of 10, I would say. How many goals a season does he average at the moment, Ronaldo? Let's have a look. Viva Ronaldo! Viva Ronaldo. He scored 77 goals for Al Nassr. No, he scored 74 goals in 77 games. So I think he's going to take 2 years, isn't he? 2 seasons. He'll do it. He'll do it. Wheelbarrow says, I loved your react video to Bevo, you know the rules. Have you seen that video on TikTok? I did post it. There's that guy, he's brilliant, he does my voice better than me. I posted this video on my Twitter because I was that impressed with it. He's gone and done Mark Goldbridge video for Anana on tips. You know, you just got to admire it. It's brilliant. He reached out to me and said we should do some content together, but I do think it might be jumping the shark a little bit. I think he's better off just doing stuff like that on his own. I think doing it with me would be a bit weird. I think just take the piss out of me and do it that way. Yeah, I think Ronaldo would do it in 2 seasons then. 62 goals, 2 seasons. I mean, you're never going to retire until you do that, are you? And let's be honest, Pele probably didn't do it. Oh, I got given this when I was in New York, actually. I meant to show you this. Look at that. New York Cosmos. Number 10. Pele. I liked it, but I've got to say I never saw him play. But considered to be a GOAT of the game. Craven says, with all due respect, Bruno hasn't done anything and should be subbed off soon. Do you think Ronaldo will stop at 1,000? I mean, he's actually younger than I thought he was. I mean, he's 40, so he'll play till he's 42, definitely. I mean, he's got some ridiculous fitness thing, hasn't he? Even at United when he was 37, I think the fitness tests had him as like 29. So at 40, he's probably got the body of a 35-year-old. So he'll play till he's 42. 2 more seasons. But then why would you stop anyway? If you can keep playing, why would you stop? I mean, I played at Anfield. Ooh, shot from Nico Williams. I played at Anfield last year against like a load of content creators who were like in their 20s. I was all right. The problem when you're playing in your 40s is not really about, if you can keep yourself fit, it's not really, it's a little bit about speed. It's not about technique. It's not about your ability to pass or shoot. You can still do all that. It's more about aches and pains and recovery. That's where it becomes problematic. But the way he's lived his life, I don't think that is a problem. He doesn't eat bad. He doesn't sleep bad. He doesn't drink. So the pace of the game is going to be the problem for Ronaldo. Can he keep up with the pace of the game? It won't be injury, I don't think. Rub says, suddenly it's very cold and windy in Amsterdam. Would you take Ronaldo over Erasmus right now for next season's as international? No, I don't think Ronaldo could do it in the Prem anymore. Wagner says, I feel like everyone who got something on me should get it back. Who wins, says Constantine. I still think Spain will win it because they're the better team. $20,000 watching, absolute legends. We've got 20 minutes to go. Yeah, I agree with you, Ragnar. It's about conserving his energy as well, not being everywhere on the pitch. Thing is, he's obviously going to have good advisors as well. I'd say I'd stay in the Saudi league if I was Ronaldo. You know, he knows it. He probably knows it's easier for him to score goals in that league. If he comes to, you know, if he did something stupid like went to, stupid's not the word, but you know, he's got to go MLS or something like that. If he goes like Sporting, he's got to play in the Champions League. I think he's better off staying in Saudi, really, especially if he wants to break that record. Oh, good defending by Portugal here. Bruno. How's Bernardo playing, Mark? Says Dinosaur. Shit. Because he is shit. He's going to score now, though. No, he's not. Will it be ever beat if he reaches 1,000 goals as out and about with Job? No. I think that would be impossible. I don't know how you get 1,000 goals anyway. I mean, it's just... most of that will be based on that relentless period of time where Messi and Ronaldo were just putting in ridiculous amounts of goals for about, how many years? A decade? I mean, thinking about it, 1,000 goals is basically 50 goals a season for 20 seasons. How's he done that? No one will get near it. Not unless people start to play until they're like 50. But no one's going to get near that. It was that period of time. I mean, and also he had those seasons at Man United as well, didn't he? Where he was just scoring ridiculous amounts of goals. But there was a few years where him and Messi, Ronaldo and Barcelona, Real Madrid and Barcelona were just putting in godlike performances. Bernardo Silva's got to get booked there. Oh, he's offside. Substitutions here. What happened to him? He used to play for Chelsea. Vega. What happened to Vega? Vader. Juventus. Oh, he's going back to Chelsea now. Bernardo's gone off for layout at last. He's probably subbed himself off because he's tired. Haaland's not going to get 1,000 goals in his career. Absolutely not. Not a chance. He's currently got 41 goals for Norway. And in his career so far, he's got 150, 180. He's got about 250 goals in his career. And he's 24. So... and he's done that in 7 years. So, no, he's got no chance. Everyone must watch Ocean by David Attenborough, says David. At the end of the day, if we wanted to watch David Attenborough, we'd put on iPlayer. Will we see players like Messi and Ronaldo again? No. There'll never be another Ronaldo, says Rob Always United. There'll never be another Messi either, because I just don't... We talk about with the Yamal. I said it at the time, that intensity year on year, and I can't remember how many years it happened, was just incredible. And they didn't get injured either. They had an amazing ability not to get injured. And I think they motivated each other to levels that nobody's ever seen before. It was like having Maradona and Pele play in the same era. Robert McCormack says McTominay might get 1,000. Here's Yamal. Still 15 minutes to go. Shot straight at the keeper. I presume this goes to extra time. Yeah, I really don't like the thought of extra time. I'm not a big fan of extra time in games like this. I'd rather it went straight to penalties. Oh, it goes straight to penalties. Get in. Get in. I'm happy now. This is what should happen. This should happen more often. I actually wouldn't mind a penalty shootout. Portugal will win on penalties. I'm telling you. Oh no, it does go to extra time. It's only for the. It was only for the. Oh. It does go to extra time. Boring. I don't want to watch. I don't mind watching a couple of hours of this, but I don't want to watch 2.5 hours of it. I'm not that invested. Messi was just too scared to come to the Premier League because the likes of Stoke would have kicked his legs out. Messi is the best Barcelona player, yes, but he's definitely number 2, says Parker. Portugal could win this. Yes, Kurt. Nuno Mendes, man of the match, definitely. Definitely. How good is Messi now? Anyway, I've not watched Messi play a live game for a long time. Does he like regularly score loads of goals in the MLS? Still scoring, says Slipper. Robert was United says he's crap now. I think Mendes is coming off here. How long do you think Messi will keep playing for? Because he's younger than Ronaldo, isn't he? Like Ronaldo's just turned 40. And Messi is 37. He's 38 this year. Is he still going to play in the World Cup? Think he'll play in the World Cup? Goalkeeper's injured here for Portugal. Why are England playing a bloody friendly on Tuesday? I mean, the brain just doesn't operate, does it? With some people. Like, the season's over and we're playing a friendly on Tuesday. Like, why? Let them go and have a fucking rest. He's got 15 goals and assists in the MLS, marks his mind made simple. Thing about Messi is he won the World Cup. As soon as he won that, it was mission accomplished, wasn't it? Completed it. Man United Hodge, hope you're doing well. Says, big up, brother. Much love. Hope Bruno gets this, to be honest. Thank you, pal. Ronaldo was banging goals in the Prem at 37, says Rambo. Would you do a women's Euro final watch along? Says Alec. I think it's dangerous, isn't it? Not because I wouldn't do it, but, you know, if I said that shit or this, that and the other, people would start going sexist and all this. And it's not sexist because I'd say it about men. The way I watch football is very real, and I don't think it would work. I don't think they're ready for Goldbridge commentates women's football, are they? It's a lovely run out from the back. Got to go wide. Don't shoot. We did shoot. Good save by Simon. Sorry, Costa. I'm getting mixed up. That would have been an own goal. I want to watch Man United. Who cares about the rest, says Wagner. Kevin says, I'm a Ronaldo fan that can admit Messi is the GOAT. Just happy that I could watch them both compete against each other and give us so many memories, says Kevin. Yamal puts the cross in, back post. Keeper's got hold of that. It's been a bit of a shit game since Ronaldo scored. I actually, it does remind me a lot of Southgate, because we used to do this. When England were losing, we would attack. And then as soon as we got level or got in front, we'd defend. And that's the same with Martinez. They attack when they're losing, and as soon as it's level, back to shit football again. Barrow and Furness, UK's real hidden gem, says Damien Moran. That was offside, surely. Yeah. It's going off between Ronaldo and Messi in the chat. Don't know why. It's 2025, people. Chill. We lived the dream with both of them. There's no in between. Five minutes to go. Switch of the ball to Liao. Not really done much since he came on. He's looking for a move. Liao fell off, says Dead Zone. You know what, honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. I'd love a goal late on. I just hate extra time in games like this. It's so dull. It's such a waste of everybody's time. You know what the most the most pointless job in football? The backup striker for Portugal. You're never getting on it, are you? You're just not. You're never ever going to get on. I mean, Ramos, he doesn't start for PSG either, so he's probably used to it, but... Cucurella. I think Ramos is the backup, isn't he? I wouldn't even bother... Oh, good defending by Yamal there. Oh, Ronaldo. It's gone down. I've probably just jinxed Ronaldo. I just said the most useless job in football. And he's going to go off. I've jinxed Ronaldo. I can't believe it. What have I done? Not Ronaldo. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He never gets injured as well. It's a bit of a weird thing, that is. Some bloke's holding up a thing saying, Cristiano, please let me touch you. Should be locked up for that. If I was Ronaldo, I saw that say arrest him. I'm pressing charges. Maybe he's not injured. Maybe he knew he was coming off. Because Ramos was ready very quickly, wasn't he? I reckon... I don't think Ronaldo's injured. I think Ramos was ready very, very quickly then. Did you notice that? How quickly Ramos was ready? I think Ronaldo did a Goldbridge. He saw Ramos was warming up and went, I'm not being subbed off. Oh, I'm injured. Rambo says, poor call from the referee. Game's gone soft. Who's with me? Kenny says, can you do a Messi versus Ronaldo poll? Oh. You did a super chat, so I've got to do it. I mean, it feels wrong doing this. It feels like it's 10 years out of date. Red Devil Bar in Belfast. Ever think of doing a gig, says Damien. I've never heard of it. Thomas Frank will be the next Spurs manager, Alex. This game's been shit the last 15 minutes, if we're being honest. And Ronaldo's gone off. I'm not commenting on the poll. I'm not interested in it. I've never been interested in the Ronaldo versus Messi poll, to be honest. I've just always appreciated both and always said it would be sad when they stop playing. Just grateful that we had them. Martinez does my fucking head in. I mean, the stat that is absolutely shocking. 2 shots on target in the whole game, and both of them go in. 0 attacking intent. They've got a free kick here though. What are your thoughts about Joe Bellingham going to Dortmund, says Baldy? I've never really watched him play. I can't really. I mean, I've seen bits of him, but I don't know. Is he as good as his brother? Is it because of his brother? I don't know. It would be unfair of me to pass comment. I don't know how good he is. But Dortmund obviously think there's something there, don't they? Sunderland got promoted. Bruno has a chance to whip a cross in here. It's a good cross, and it'll go for a goal kick. Only 2 minutes added on. We're definitely going to extra time. Why can't they just go straight to penalties? Why can't you just go straight to penalties, for God's sake, and save us this boredom? We don't want to watch extra time. We just want to watch penalties. The game's the game, says B Anguish. That's it, full time. I'm definitely sitting back down. That was a mistake. I need that hip stretch again. So, thanks to HelloFresh, get your box for 50%. Lovely stuff. Another 30 minutes to go of a boring football match. Ronaldo is injured, Mark. Yeah, I think he looked injured. Wagner, thank you very much for your 10 gifted memberships. Do you think Thomas Frank will do well at Spurs, says Mason? I do, actually. I think he will do well. I think they've got some good players there that will suit him. Bergvall, I think, is going to be a superstar. Man of the match has got to be Mendes. Bonus. Yes, he's played very well for PSG tonight. Involved in both their goals. I mean, 2 shots on target in the whole game for Portugal. Shit. But that's what happens when you put Gareth Southgate in charge with a Spanish passport. Messi will be the first coach to win a Ballon d'Or, says Clive. Thank you very much, Clive. Yamal's been disappointing today, says Savage, but he is up against one of the best left-sided defenders in the game. And this is the real world, isn't it? You can't be amazing all the time. Who's going to be the new Italy manager? I don't know. Where's Mancini these days? Maybe he'd go back. He always did quite well. In order to become the best, you have to beat the best. So Yamal is not the best yet, says Lyndon. What happens with the qualification for the World Cup? Like, does everybody get to qualify this year? Because there's 48 teams in it, isn't it? Any thoughts on Inzaghi going to Saudi? I kind of expected him to stay at Inter, says Shinobi. I'm not Italian. I don't know what the Italian culture is, but there's a lot of Italian coaches that have gone to Saudi. Actually, there might only be 2. Inzaghi, Mancini did it straight after being the Italian. I think he left the Italian national coach to do it. Let's have a look at some of the managers. Rahul says, opinion on Mastantano to Madrid. Believe Man United were looking at him, and what a surprise. Predicted superstar teenager from South America signs for Real Madrid. I mean, they've got the best pull in the game, haven't they? Nobody can compete with it, really. Constantine says, do you think the USA can do something in the World Cup? I hope they can, because I think it's important for the host nation to do well in a World Cup. I mean, even South Africa, it's you want them to do well, so I hope they can do. We're about to kick off here. Extra time. Let me get it going. Come on, ref. Come on, ref. We're ready to go, mate. Come on, ref. It's messing around again, mate. We've all got homes to go to. Just get on with it, mate. Let's do it, ref. Come on. Let's do it. Come on. Come on, ref. Let's do it. Mate, you're still not started it off. Let's go. We're going there. Are you excited to see England under Tuchel at the World Cup? And what's your predictions? Says Saptir. I'm looking forward to the World Cup. I'm really looking forward to the World Cup. I think it's... Most of you won't be old enough to remember 94, which didn't have England in, but was still an amazing World Cup. I expect England to be in this one. I think the format's too big, but I like the fact that it's in Mexico and Canada as well. I think it's going to be a real footballing event. In 94, the Americans really got into it, and I think in 2025, North America's going to really get into it. So I think it'll be a footballing festival. But the downside is, I think it will be a long tournament. because I think the group stage is just going to be shit. Exhibition games, really, for the better teams. But that's what FIFA want to do. That's what UEFA want to do, don't they? They want more games for more money. Dahl from Benfica is really good. I feel he could fit the Prem. Another Swedish wonder boy. Isak Gyökeres Bergvall Dahl, says SP. Owen says, hold on a minute. Mendes again. And he nearly scored there. The cutback. I think it was Semedo. Messi has a better goal ratio, more trophies, more assists, more technical ability, can control a game better. He does everything better than Ronaldo, says Owen. Thank you, Owen, for your super chat. You'll notice I'm not getting involved in this at all. I'm going to close the poll of Messi versus Ronaldo. 31% said Messi and 69% said Ronaldo. I will not pass comment. Prawn Cracker says, hot take, Muhammad Ali is more of an iconic sportsman than Messi or Ronaldo. What are your thoughts, Mark? Some people might agree with you. Do you think Ronaldo will win a World Cup? We've got one chance. And no. I think you've got more chance of winning a World Cup with Argentina than you have with Portugal, considering Portugal have never won one. And Argentina have won, I want to say 4, but I think it's 3. 78, 86, 22. I think Uruguay have won 3, haven't they? Has Uriah Rennies died? Is that true, Lewis? He can't be that old. I know, I quite liked him as a ref. Yeah. Yeah, he has. Sad news. I mean, I'm not one for referees, but I always quite liked him as a ref. 65. Rest in peace. Uruguay won 2, says Nico. Devil Destroyer says, hi, Mark. No, he didn't say that, actually. I made that up. Man United still spending with bad finances. Radcliffe said about cost-cutting or going broke by December. Can you please explain to a novice like me? Explain it to me as well, mate. I don't know. I don't trust anything that comes out of their mouth, really. That's the best approach. Zach says, also, with the US World Cup, it's going to be hot, especially in the US and Mexico. Humid. Yeah, but I always like a World Cup where the weather's good. Mate, the final was in New York. I was in New York last week and it was 30 degrees 2 days straight. It was hot, and that was early June. So it will be hot. Bulgaria finished 4th in 1994. My country shocked the world. 3 players I'm going to name from that team. Stoichkov, Lechkov. Two names I'm going to name from that team. The bold one was Lechkov. I feel like there was one called Yashkov or Yeshkov as well. He had a beard. Oh, I've forgotten. There's another one as well. Fuck off. Childish. If we get Gyökeres, here we go. Will it match the excitement of the Ronaldo return for you? Such an important signing. Oh, no, Jace. It won't beat Ronaldo. But it would be exciting, yeah. Honk says, do a Gyökeres to United, better or worse, Paul, please? No, because it's obviously better. I'll tell you what I will do. This game's not great here. Who will win the league next season? Arsenal or Liverpool? Will you ever come to Detroit, USA, says J. Dot. Let me look where it is. Detroit. Bloody hell. It's near Chicago. Lake Michigan's massive. How can you call it a lake? Across the back post, Spain. Oh, good header away. Cucurella. Over the bar. I'm not joking. Lake Michigan is longer than Ireland. Look at the size of Lake Superior. It's bigger than Wales. It's not a bloody lake, it's an ocean. God, have you seen Hudson Bay as well? That is massive. I've got good seats to see United in pre-season tour in New Jersey. Will they bring Cunha and Abumo, says Constancy? Yeah, 100%. Can you give us some names from Sweden who took bronze in '94? I'd say Darlene, Brolin, Eriksson, Anderson, Mendy. No penalty. Oh, it's kicking off here. What's going on? It's all kicked off there. Bloody hell. Don't know what's going on here. A bit of a fight. Watch the game. I won't get in a fight because that Vega's massive. Portugal will win. I think somebody tripped Mendes up as he went past. Yellow card. Yellow card. Wagner's in Japan, but Danish. What was the name of the goalkeeper for Sweden in '94? Was it Ravioli or something like that? So Mendes wants a penalty. Could have got one. Could have got one. Would have been soft. The potential red card check. I don't know what for. Ravelli, that was it. We don't know what the red card check's for because we haven't seen the replay. Check over. Play on. He just pushed him. Handbags. There was no handball. I think it could have been a penalty. It might have been a bit soft, but definitely not a red card. Spain missing Diego Costa. They're probably missing Morata. Does he still play for them, or is he injured? Yeah, I saw that dreadnought. The referee's walking around with a sign saying "Be a referee" on the back. No thanks. Good play by Liao. Into the box. Good defending. Corner. I'll be stunned if this doesn't go to penalties. Mendes has destroyed them on the left-hand side, says Sahil. That's always been the problem with Spain, though, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't a problem in the Euros, but for many years that was a problem with Spain as well. They tend to lack out and out strikers. A lot of Spanish teams are like that, you know. Short corner by Portugal. Oh, crap. That was absolute crap. Yeah, Spain looking a bit toothless at the moment. Here's Yamal. And he's going to be a fair away. Stuart Walker says, everything's bigger in America. Leave your wives at home. Mendes is destroying them on the left-hand side, says Sahil. Joshua says, I worry for Yamal, the number of games he's playing. Chi says, XD says, I'll donate £100 if you can name the 66 England team that won the World Cup. Oh. I can't. I wasn't alive, otherwise I'd know it, but I'll have a go in a minute. Portugal are on the attack. Header at the back post. So Banks in goal. I think Wilson at left back. Was it Cohen at right back? Charlton, Moore, Nobby Stiles, Bobby Charlton, Martin Peters, Alan Ball, Jeff Hurst. Peters, Hurst, Charlton, Ball, Nobby Stiles. I'm missing one. Trying to think back to the pictures. Don't know. Roger Hunt. Yeah, Roger Hunt. Was I right with Wilson and Cohen? They're just names that came into my head. Can you try and name the whole Man United squad 24-25? I'd rather not. I'm trying to forget, mate. I'd happily get that wrong. Jimmy Greaves wasn't in the team. Regista said, would you ever do Soccer Aid if asked? I tell you what, it's a crime I've never been asked, actually. But it's mates rates, isn't it? Martin says a person's been injured and the medics are trying to revive them. What, at this game? How do you know that and we don't know that? To be honest, Soccer Aid's a load of shit. It's good for charity, obviously, but I think it's had its day. Well, it's not had its day because it's for charity, but I'd rather watch the Sidemen one. Half time of extra time. Just go straight. Should have gone straight to bloody penalties. Should have gone straight to penalties, shouldn't it? Do I think Vitinha is underrated, says Dinosaur? No, I think he's rated, isn't he? This game is curing the Sunday blues, says Irish Ryan. Paul says, who's winning the Club World Cup? I don't know. Who's taking it seriously? I mean, are these teams going to turn up and take it seriously, or are they going to treat it like a pre-season? I mean, I think it's really difficult, you know. If you look at, like, let's take a team from the Club World Cup that we know. So let's look at Man City, yeah? Really shit season. Most of their team are still playing now. Bernardo Silva. Erling Haaland will be playing for Norway, I presume. So I presume there's just no... I presume Bernardo Silva goes straight to the States now to warm up for Man City. So he won't even get any time off, will he? I presume that someone like Bernardo Silva and Ruben Diaz and Erling Haaland, I presume they go straight from the end of a shit season to international football. The tournament starts next week, so presumably they go straight to the tournament. That tournament goes on till mid-July. The Premier League starts in mid-August, so you basically don't have any time off. I'm sure I'm right about that. And then you're into next season. That season ends and you're straight into the World Cup. Yamal's been taken off. Wow. Well, you know, he struggled tonight, hasn't he? I mean, that's good. Is that not good coaching? Portugal have got the better bench. What's the Aston Villa coach doing for bloody Portugal? It's bloody Benny from ABBA. Mate, it's not ABBA Voyage. It's the National Cup final. How long do you think you will continue to do YouTube for, says James? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't really know. There we go. Second half of extra time. Portugal could win this. Spain haven't got as good a bench. Spain are going to win the next three major tournaments. 08, 12, all over again, says Irish Ryan. United should get Leao if possible. He's been a game changer, says Stuart. HJ says either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. Yeah. Or get off before you fall off. That's my own. Goldbridge 2025. Get off before you fall off. Also something I said to Seb when he was 4 and he was balancing on the top of 4 boxes that were going to fall. I said, get off before you fall off. That's the origins of it. But it also works in relation to maybe a YouTube career. That is incredible, though, isn't it? That really is incredible when you think about... And look, I'm using Man City players to just make it even more profound how sympathetic I am, because I would never be sympathetic to Man City. But let's take the case of Bernardo Silva and Ruben Diaz. They've had a full season since August. Straight after this, they go to the States to play the Club World Cup. Straight after that, they go into pre-season for the Premier League. And straight after that, they go into a World Cup. So basically, they'll factually play 2 years solid of football without a week off. That's incredible. It's surely going to impact in the Premier League Man City and Chelsea next season. Surely it's beneficial to Arsenal and Liverpool, who will have a month off. 69% of you say Liverpool will win the league next year over Arsenal. Help make my Sunday, says Kevin. What percentage would you say United sign Gyökeres? 50%, I won't hold you to it. 60. I'll go 60. As I said, I saw something at lunchtime that made me think I'll be very surprised. Oh, Porro tried to score from his own half. And Costa was worried for a moment. Burgers or pizza, what's best, says MG. I will eat a pizza, but it's not really. I'm not mad about pizza. I don't mind pizza. Ty says, how was you stay in the Big Apple? Fantastic, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Let them rest. Let them rest for pity's sake. Oh, too, see what you can do, says Tim McDonald. It's the finals of the Baller League on Thursday, isn't it? I think it's gone down quite well. I mean, I haven't watched it massively over the last few weeks. I think there's a few things they could improve, but let them rest for pity's sake. Does a one-legged duck swim in a circle, says JJ? It's an interesting thought. Spain have been disappointing since they've had to make the subs, really, because their bench is not as strong. Mark says, move to the USA and start doing NFL streams. Do you think they'd do well? Pedro Porro, cross Porro. Cleared away. Leao. He's going to get booked. Porro, that was a blatant yellow. Someone fell down from the upper tribune just above the commentators. They told in Danish TV he's being checked by a medic and they're doing CPR, says Frederick. Oh my God. Doesn't sound good. Another substitution. A Yazabal goes off. Premier League ball switching to Puma. It's out now, isn't it? Is it pink? I don't know why it's pink. I saw it the other day. You know, it's your first bloody ball and you do it in pink. I don't like it. Morata's on. I'll probably get one for the back of the studio because I normally do get one. I think the ones from this year is that one in the top left, which you probably can't see. Yeah, you can just about see it. Who would your ideal wings backs be at United? What if I can pick anybody? Hakimi and Mendes. I'd take PSG. I mean, I think there's a lot of things people would take from PSG at the moment. Goalkeeper, full-backs, midfield, wingers. It's more purple than pink. That's what she said. Are you going to come to the States for the World Cup, says Draco? I hope so. It's tough to It's tough to do it, really, isn't it? I was looking at a map of it the other day. And it's a huge area. You've got... There's a collection quite close together. Cool, good cross into the box. And it's gone for a goal kick. You've got Toronto, Boston, New York, Philadelphia. They're all quite close together. And then you've got Atlanta, Miami, all East Coast. Then Central America, sort of in the time zone of Mexico. You've got Kansas, Dallas, Houston, Monterrey, Guadalajara, Mexico City. And then West Coast, you've got Seattle, Kansas, LA, and San Francisco. Is there anyone from Toronto then? Is that it? Oh, Vancouver's got one as well. Who do I think is going to win the World Cup? I think Spain or Brazil. Yeah, it's a huge World Cup though. When you think about old Thogden went to every single game, didn't he, in Qatar, because every stadium was so close together. I don't think Germany will win it. No, I don't think Germany will win it. Brazil are not winning it. They've got Anthony. Don't write them off. I was looking at Brazil the other day. Brazil. This is Brazil's team at the moment. They drew 0-0. They're playing Paraguay. They drew 0-0 with Ecuador in a World Cup qualifier. And they had Richarlison, Vinicius Jr., Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro, Marquinhos, Alisson, Cunha, Martinelli. They've also got Rodrigo, haven't they? Why don't they pick bloody, what's his name? Anthony was in the team as well. Squad. You know what they miss? Brazil. They miss a really good centre-back to go with Marquinhos. They miss Thiago Silva. Where's Rodrigo? Is he injured? Gabriel's injured as well, isn't he? Yes, yeah, he's a good player for them. They're missing a few players. Gabriel, Rodrigo, Militao. Yeah, they do miss a striker. Rafinha, where was Rafinha as well? They've got some good... Brazil have got some good players. You think about it. Marquinhos, Militao, Gabriel, Alisson, Bruno G, Vinny J, Rafinha, Rodrigo, Cunha. Just need a striker. Why don't Joel Linton get played? He'd be good. Rodrigo probably doesn't want to play for Ancelotti, does he? Do you think Neymar will be back? Nah. That's a crap cross. This is going to penalty. The reason I've not been watching this much is because I've played the game. I know when a game's going to penalties, and this game was going to penalties from the 70th minute. Very sad. I think somebody has actually died here. Somebody said that they're getting a black bag for the person who fell. There's been very... Everton want Jack Grealish. I'm sure I've said that over the years. I can see him ending up at Everton. It just feels like either I've dreamt it or I've said it. Mason says Brazil missed the flair that they used to have. I can't find any news on this person that's fallen. I've only ever read it in the chat. I can't see it on X or anything, so I can't give you any update. Do you think Norwegian Nusa is fitting into the left wing back role at United? Says Oscar. Well, we haven't signed him yet. I'm not even linked to him. Would you like Liao at United, Mark? Says Francisco. No, wouldn't suit the system, mate. He's a winger, isn't he? Can't buy wingers for that system unless they can defend. You reckon United will get relegated next season, says Lewis? No. I need to get on with these bloody penalties, you know. This is eating into my film time. It's a work day tomorrow as well. I can't stay up late. I can't get up late tomorrow. Thanks everyone who's tuned in tonight, by the way. A bit of a bonus watch along, actually, because I wasn't expecting to do this, but I actually thought it was going to be a good game. And to a certain time it was. But if you're new, make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Daily content on the channel. Who will win the Champions League? Well, I'll have my Premier League predictions video coming out in August. I tell you what, I remember the Brazil side from the 94 World Cup. Ooh, Leonardo was the left back. Who was the right back? Bebeto, Romario up front. Dunga in the midfield. Who was the right back? Was it Jorginho? Something like that. Jorginho it was, yeah. It wasn't Cafu. Not in 94. They had two really good fullbacks going forward. Leonardo got sent off for a horrible elbow. I tried to justify it because I loved Leonardo. And I remember watching it with my stepdad and he was like, you can't justify that. And I went, I can. He said, well, how are you going to justify that? He's literally just elbowed him in the side of the head. He could have bloody not broken his skull. I went, wow, there's somebody he probably said something to him about his family. I was just like not having it because I just loved Leonardo and it was like, you can't justify that. And I was like, I can justify it. Doesn't mean it's right, but I can justify it. What's happened to the Goldbridge arm, says Mason? It's in a bloody storage unit. If anyone wants to buy it. It's a shame. Archie says, keep bench sell. I can't speak. Scooby-Doo, I've played the game. Scooby-Doo. I can't speak. Well, two of them aren't mine. I can't speak was from the darts. I've played the game. I nicked it from Sooners. And Scooby-Doo, I think I created it myself. So I'd have to start Scooby-Doo, bench, I've played the game, and sell, I can't speak. Penalties are coming in. Yabba dabba doo. Let's go. Penalties. You know, this is something to me that's wrong with football. Why is ITV1 Channel of the Year? Who voted for that shit? Why? That's football would get more votes than ITV. It wouldn't, but you know, I didn't get that vote. ITV Channel of the Year voted by who? Bloody Holly Willoughby. She probably wouldn't vote for it now, actually. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. Yes, I know what I was going to say. Football. They need to sort this out. How many times do we sit doing a watch-along for extra time, waiting half an hour for penalties? Think about all the half an hours we could have got back through our life where we've watched extra time knowing it's going to go to penalties. Get rid of extra time or change the fucking rules. I'll do it for free. I'll take 2 hours out of my morning tomorrow and I'll come up with a better way of dealing with extra time, because this is a rubbish way to deal with extra time. It's absolute shite. We've literally just sat there for half an hour talking about non-football stuff. Do you remember the Brazil team of the 80s with players like Zico and Socrates? Before my time, Luke. Before my time. I remember the Italian 90 team a little bit, but they played bad. Careca. I remember him. But I don't remember anything else about the Italian team. I remember a player called Mirandinha who played for Newcastle. But yeah, the first Brazil team I really knew anything about was 94. Who's going to win the penalties, says Taylor? Don't know. They should try golden goal again. They definitely should try it again. I don't know why you wouldn't try it again. Why wouldn't you do golden goal? Because teams don't try and score. What, like they don't anyway? Bring golden goal back. I just don't see the problem with it. Or make them play with 8 players. You know why it'd be good to make them play with 8 players? Because then you'd tactically have to think about whether you're going to play with defenders or attackers, and there'd be loads of space. I'd bring golden goal back, or 8v8, or no goalie. Mark, prediction for United's most likely first 5 fixtures. I'm calling Brighton and Arsenal, Liverpool, says Swaney. I mean, that's a bit of a sad thing to do. I do get the feeling we're going to get Liverpool, though. Oh, at least they're being quick with the penalties. We're ready to go here. Is Unai Simon better than Raya, says Ash? He doesn't even get picked. Why is Guillem Balaguer on the telly as well? Oh, I'm being right moany sod here. It's because I want to watch my film. I don't want to be up past midnight. I need my sleep. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Legends. Here we go. Penalties. Ramos against Simon. Who does Unai Simon play for? Is it Bilbao? He doesn't start. Here we go. Ramos. He's going to take it in a minute. Oh, here he comes. I like the camera angle straight down the middle. I like that camera angle for the penalties. I do like that. You feel like you're taking it. You don't always get penalties like at camera angles like that. I like that camera angle a lot. I think it's a better representation of what the penalty's like. You feel like a POV. This is good. I like this. Do it again. Yeah. I'm loving this camera angle. You really get to see the technique of the player. Good penalty. Makes you feel like you could do it as well. I could have scored both of those. Vitinha steps up. Yeah, I probably have seen a penalty shootout with this camera angle before, but I think it's a step forward. You've got more awareness of whether it's going to get saved as well. Yeah, they need to do this. They need to keep this. What do you think? I think they need to keep this for the future. It gives you much more appreciation for the goalkeeper and the... Oh, yes. Good penalty there. You know, like if we were watching that on the old angle, you'd go, he's gone the right way. Why has he not saved it? But when you see it from there, you can see he hasn't saved it because it's so low and fast. There's nowhere near it, look. Nowhere near it. Good penalty, Vitinha. Look at Martinez. He really looks like he's there for a day out, doesn't he? Like he's won a competition. Penalty 2 for Spain. Portugal are 2-1 up. Alex B. Good penalty. Just passes it into the low. I think this camera angle is making it harder for the goalkeepers to save it, though. Ah, people are loving it. We're loving it. We're loving it. We're absolutely loving this camera angle here. I do think it makes it harder for the goalkeeper, though. Bruno's up. He won't miss. He won't miss. Not with this camera angle. Messi and Ronaldo will be the only men to ever play in 6 different World Cups. That just shows how amazing they are. Ronaldo's nearly crying. It's the Nations League, mate. I wouldn't take it that seriously. No one else is. Here we go. Bruno. He'll go bottom right. He'll go that way. Little pass. No, he went the other way. That's the keeper was thinking like me. Sent him wrong way. 3-2 Portugal. He looked the way he was going as well. 25,000 watching. People love penalties. You see, get rid of extra time. More penalties. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right corner. Don't forget, we've got daily transfer news on That's Football. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. It's 3-2, but this is Spain's 3rd penalty. And he's missed it. Oh, no, he scored it. They need to get the bloody... They need to get the bloody penalty box score out the way because I couldn't tell whether Costa had saved it or not. He got close to this. Oh, he nearly saved that, to be fair. It's a good penalty, that. 3-3. It was nearly a good save, but he did his best. YF says he's got to save that. I don't think he does. Here's Mendes. He don't deserve to miss. Man of the match. Left foot will miss, says Gaz. No, don't be footist. He's score this. Here we go. Oh, lovely penalty. Lovely penalty. Power. Keeper went the right way. Perfect. 7 so far. 4 Portugal. 3 Spain. Standards are... It's Tarkovsky, look. Getting cheerleader. Yeah, he's nowhere near it again. He's gone the right way a few times, Simon, but he's just nowhere near it. Penalty 4 for Spain to make it 4-4. Morata. Pratt. Absolute Pratt. This is it for Portugal to win it. I mean, that was a crap penalty by Pratt Morata. And he's a striker. It's the terrible penalty. Look how bad it is. Low. Near the... Well, it's not even low. It's a shit penalty. That is so bad. That is such a bad pen, that is. For a striker as well. Strange. Strange. Ruben Neves to win it. I can see him running away with a crowd chasing him. And he hasn't committed a robbery. He's won the Nations League. There we go. 5 from 5. Perfect 5. High 5 for Portugal. Despite having the worst coach in international footballing history, they've still managed to do it. Ronaldo's crying. Maybe it's a big thing. Maybe we're missing the point here. I don't really understand what the Nations League is. I was just like, it's a competitive game between Portugal and Spain. But fair play. They won it on penalties. I mean, I think they only had 2 shots on target in the whole game. Let me just double check that. I'd hate to be misquoted. Yeah, 2 shots on target in the whole game. Both were goals. 7 shots altogether to Spain's 16. Yeah. Football didn't win tonight. Martinez did. I tell you what, if Portugal had a proper coach, they'd be decent to watch. They've got so many good players, but Spain, I just think, ran out of options. They didn't really have the bench. Look, some of these Spanish players are upset. I think it did actually mean something. You know, I think it did. Well done to Portugal. Well done. Ronaldo's crying. This is what happens when when you're English. We don't really understand the importance of winning trophies. But there we go. Could be Ronaldo's last trophy for Portugal. He'll try and win a World Cup. I mean, look, you can win a World Cup playing like that. 2 shots on target, defend, penalties. I think it's a shame with all the players that they've got that prat in charge. But ultimately, they beat Germany. Who did they beat? They beat Germany, didn't they? Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm definitely going to watch my film now. It's taken too long. We'll be back on the channel tomorrow. Thank you everyone for watching. Take care. Thanks for tuning in with me, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Legends.